I'm going to be doing some zero waste gift wrapping, so I'm super excited. I have here some kraft paper, that's kraft with a K, and the reason I got this is because it is recyclable. Unfortunately, it did come in plastic, which is kind of annoying, but whatever. I also have some of this kraft tape, and basically what's really cool about this is that it is water activated adhesive. So basically when I need it, I'll basically cut off a piece, dip it in, I have a sponge here with some water, so I'll wet it, and then I can stick it on stuff, and it kind of, if you can see, it has some ridges here which kind of help it stick better. And the reason why I got this is because it is also recyclable. So there's a big issue with a lot of Christmas stuff. You know, people think that if it's paper, if it's plastic, it's automatically recyclable, which is not actually the case. For example, like basically a lot of wrapping paper is lined with plastic. Like it has that kind of shininess to it, which is usually plastic and chemicals, and it is not recyclable. Even if you're using this kind of paper, if you use a plastic tape, that plastic tape is then not recyclable, so you can kind of run into the same problem. Usually it's okay if it's just a little bit, but obviously this is going to be better. Now, you're probably wondering, this is very plain, and I'm going to actually dress it up with this beautiful natural collection of stuff. I have some dried out oranges, I have some pine, I have some pine cones, I have some acorns, and I'm going to basically be tying that on with some hemp string. So yeah, I do have some bags. These are also 100% recyclable. I went to a little small scale store and they had offered gift wrapping, so I got some of these. I wasn't 100% sure which gifts were whose and if it was everything, but I had them wrap some random ones, so I have like 4 of these for stuff that's awkward to put to wrap, and also some wrapping paper from them. I have some of these paper bags like this, and also from Chipotle, which I like to cut up and wrap stuff with, just because I think I like the look of it, and it's a nice way to upcycle that. And these bags are also recyclable, so that's where we're at. I'm probably going to do just 1 or 2 things with y'all here, and if you have any gifts that you want to wrap, feel free to pull them out, grab some hot cocoa, some tea, some coffee, and we can all hang out and we can just talk about sustainability, because I know that this is something that I'm really excited for. Like, this is honestly, even though I know so much about sustainability, this is the first year that I'm really taking the whole route of trying to do like very low waste sustainable gift wrapping. Like, we always in my family have reused bags. Like, it's kind of an unspoken rule among my family that we just save all the Christmas bags, all the birthday bags, and we just keep reusing them, and it's not a big deal. So I usually have opted for bagging, 1, because it's easier, and 2, because it is a little more sustainable, because I know that stuff's gonna get reused. It's a lot harder to reuse wrapping paper, obviously, because you can't just be like, gently open that so I can reuse it, you know what I mean? So the first thing I'm gonna wrap is this candle. Oh, it smells so good. It smells like pine, and my partner loves the smell of like Christmas pine candles, and he burns candles a lot. So I actually saw this today when I went to Michael's and was like, ooh, I know it's not great to, most of my other stuff I bought from like small businesses, but there's a couple things that are things that people would really like, or that I think that people specifically asked for, that I ordered online, or that I bought at like a larger store. But for the most part, everything is just like cute stuff from small scale little shops, because that's who we really need to be supporting this year. So basically for this one, I'm just going to, oh, Hello Danny, welcome. We are just doing some zero waste gift wrapping here. So I'm going to kind of measure out how much of it I want. Probably like that much, and then I can kind of go from there. I'm not the best at gift wrapping, so it's kind of ridiculous that I'm guiding here. I'm not teaching anyone how to wrap gifts because I'm not really a master at that. I never said that. I just said I was gonna wrap gifts in a sustainable way. But it's exciting. I am really happy that I took the time to find some like natural little foliage, and I dried out some oranges so that I can prettify my gifts. Prettify, that's a word now. And also have them be sustainable. And it's cool because this is actually the first time that I'm trying this paper tape. So we'll see how it works out together. This jar is a little weird because it looks like it's just a cylinder, but it's a little bit wider near the top, I think, because of the lid. So let's see. I'll just kind of do that, and then get this water activated tape. See, like at Michael's, the craft paper was in plastic, and it was like, what are you doing? Whereas at Staples, they just had this loose with this sticker on it, and it's like, yeah, that's the way it should be. Like, who else is buying this stuff unless it's like for sustainable, zero waste stuff? Like, I don't know. It should, we're trying to save plastic here. Don't sell it to me in plastic. Okay, so it's kind of, I don't know what the deal is over here. I'm gonna cut that off. Okay, so now I'm not happy with the way this is twisting. Well, that's alright. We'll do that. And then I will fold it here and tape it. So now I'm gonna cut off a piece of this tape. Just a thin strip, I think. And I'm going to wet it with the sponge because this is water activated paper tape. So it's kind of like an envelope, how like envelopes, the adhesive is activated once you lick it. It's the same kind of thing. And that's why this tape is recyclable, because the adhesive is a little bit different and it's more natural based. So it's working pretty well, actually. Happy with that. And I'm gonna fold it in here. The best part is gonna be getting to decorate it all with the natural foliage. So, yeah, how did you guys Christmas shop this year? Did you just kind of go for whatever people wanted, or were you more focused on supporting the small businesses and sharing things that were a little bit more sustainable with them? It's always a balance for me of, okay, I want to get people things that they want and that they're going to use, but I also want to be getting them things that align with my values and that showing them how awesome sustainability and veganism can be. But of course you also want them to actually use the stuff that you give them. So yeah, I don't know, I think I was able to find some pretty neat things, especially just, it was so refreshing to get to go to a few small businesses and talk to people and see how they're doing, and just, you know, obviously it's been such a different year, and I personally really felt that it was more important than ever to try and go support small businesses. Especially, I have a few friends who have their own shops, and I've been I know that at some points in the pandemic I was just Zoom calling with them and having a little virtual shopping, whether it was for somebody's birthday or whatever, just like really any opportunity I could to make sure that I was helping them out, because it's been rough for sure. But at the same time, I only need so much, because I'm a minimalist and all that. Like, especially one of my friends, they have their own like witchy magic shop, so that's like my guilty pleasure, and I will buy crystals and herbs all day. I'm like, oh, but Gaia needs a new offering. So yeah, that was not too much of an issue. And this looks kind of ridiculous. But I'm having fun. That's the most important part, right? So, number one, hopefully when it dries, it looks a little bit less silly, but it's not perfect. But we're gonna, oh, hello Carla, welcome. I'm gonna now decorate it with some string and some foliage. So I have this little pine cone here that I could use. I have a whole bunch of dried oranges. This dried orange I just was testing out, making holes and seeing how it turned out. So I guess what I'll probably do is like a little pine. Oh, this is gonna look so cute. I'm so excited. I'll probably do just like the pine and this. And then what I kind of want to do is any of the oranges that I attach to the gifts, I want them to also be like an ornament. So I just will attach a little bit of the hemp to them, and that way they can be saved or given to the squirrels. I don't know. So let's see how I want to attach this pine. I'm really kind of winging this. Honestly, a lot of you all on here, I've really inspired me with the drying out of the oranges and just collecting pine and making your own little zero waste decoration bowls. I love it. It's just so awesome. I really love this online community and the fact that we all really care about the environment and honestly get really excited and nerd out about different zero waste stuff, because it really is. It's so much fun to try to find zero waste alternatives for things and kind of experiment with stuff that you used to do before. Like, honestly, it was kind of a struggle finding some of this stuff at the store. Like, I need to ask for help. First of all, I need to go to 2 different stores. So first I went to Michael's with the craft paper, and I had to ask somebody for help to find it, and I did find it, which I was happy about. But they did not have the tape, and I didn't even know what this tape was called. Of course, it's called craft tape, just like the paper is craft paper. But I needed to basically go to Staples, which thankfully was like right next door. And so I went there and asked them for it, and like the first 2 employees didn't really know what I was talking about. Finally, the third person did, and he walked me over to it and was like, "Oh, it's not in the tape aisle because it's actually water activated." And I was like, "Okay, that makes sense why it's a little more sustainable." That was really good. And I feel like, this is it's a good thing that my partner loves me. I feel like, how do you guys think this looks? Like, I think it looks all right. Maybe I'll tie another string around. See how that would look. That'll also kind of make sure that the pine needle doesn't fall, but I don't know. I'm gonna set this aside for now, and we can come back to it. I also have, because like my family is really into crafting, so we have like literally a whole room of craft stuff. And so we have these little punches that make little ID cards. So I just like used some parchment paper to stamp some of these out, and then I'll just attach it to the ends of the presents. You can't see. I'll just attach it right there once I write on it. All right, well, let's try and do another one. That went pretty well. I'm really happy with the tape. Honestly, a lot of this stuff is just weirdly shaped, and I'm probably going to end up having to put it in a bag. But I have so many oranges and like pine stuff and pine cones that I'll probably like tie some extra stuff onto the bags. And for those of you who missed it, the bags are also recyclable, so it's exciting. This is a perfect little square. This is gonna be pretty easy to wrap. And it's from my dad. So let's see, that'll be enough paper there. Hello, welcome, welcome. Thanks for coming in, everybody. So I am really excited. Tomorrow is actually, so it's Christmas Eve, and like I'm pagan, so I celebrate Yule rather than Christmas, but I was raised on Christmas, and my stepmom, what is this? Oh, it fell off my scissors. This like weird red dot appeared out of nowhere. But so I was raised on Christmas, so, you know, I still celebrate that with my family every year pretty much, and do like the presents and everything. But what's cool is that my family is actually Polish, so we mainly celebrate on the evening of Christmas Eve, and it's basically like a dinner ceremony called Vigilia. And we've done that every single year, so it's going to be obviously very small this year, but we are doing it. And it's also neat because my stepmom is actually Jewish, so but she loves like Christmas trees and Christmas decorations, so she's very open to celebrating both. And so it's just funny because I have my own personal pagan traditions, and my stepmom does Hanukkah, and I like to sometimes be a part of that with her. And then I also have Christmas that I get to do with my family. So there's just so much love and celebration and respect during this time of year. And it's a really fun time of year. But the reason I'm saying all this is because since we always celebrate on Christmas Eve, it's really important that I get all my packing done today or tomorrow, because basically tomorrow evening is when everyone is going to be opening their gifts. And basically it's just going to be my brother, his partner, my mom, or my stepmom, and my dad, and my partner. That's it. We're just all gonna meet here at my parents' house and have our dinner, do our presents, and hang out. And yeah, I'm excited. So it's gonna be really cool, and I'm excited to see how they all react to my zero waste gift wrapping, because they've not seen this before. Like, I sent a picture of the oranges to my brother, just like me being silly and putting them on my eyes and stuff, and he was like, "Oh, that's so cool. Don't put food on my presents." I was like, "You're getting double now. You're gonna get 2 oranges on your gift." I'm struggling hard. I don't know why I agreed to do this. I'm just embarrassing myself by how bad I am at wrapping gifts. But yeah, so as I said, it's really exciting to do this and to kind of experiment with some zero waste gift wrapping. I know that another awesome thing you can do is actually go to a thrift store and get some reusable cloth. Like, they sometimes will have, this is really bad. Let's see here. So basically, like at thrift stores, you know, they'll have a bunch of fabric or something that people have donated, or like even curtains or dish towels and stuff like that. And what you can do is buy those and then use that as the wrapping paper. And there's actually this form of Japanese cloth wrapping called furoshiki, I think. And basically there's like this whole beautiful art to wrapping things in cloth, and if you learn the method, then you can actually do some gorgeous work in wrapping gifts in just 100% reusable cloth, and that way you don't have to worry about people ripping up the paper that you wrapped it in, and it's like totally reusable. So that can be fun too. I mean, obviously it's a little bit late, but for those of you who have until Christmas Day or something like that to open gifts, then you may want to go and check out a thrift shop and see if you can pick up some of that festive fabric and then use that to wrap your gifts. It looks pretty easy. I've watched a few videos on how to do like furoshiki wrapping, and it honestly looks like pretty simple. It's just really getting the technique down. So yeah, definitely look into that if you still, if you're excited about doing some zero waste gift wrapping, but you don't necessarily know if you'll be able to find all this stuff, because it was honestly kind of a pain to find like this kraft paper and the tape that is 100% paper based and water activated. Yeah, so you can do that. So yeah, I don't know if that paused the video or if that kept going, but I got a call in the middle of this. So I'm gonna have to hop off soon and give them a call back. But I wanna at least get this other gift wrapped first. So yeah, if any of you all wanna drop down in the comments what you're doing for the holidays, how you celebrate, if there's any like traditions that you and your family do every year. I love hearing that. I love hearing about different people's holiday traditions. Like, I know that, like I was talking about the Polish dinner that we do every year, the kind of ceremonial dinner called Wigilia. It's like a very traditional amount of stuff that you eat, and honestly, a lot of it is not vegan, but since I've gone vegan, my family has really veganized pretty much all of it, which is really, really cool. I genuinely appreciate that so deeply. I mean, to some degree, it's like potatoes and peas and carrots and stuff like that, which is pretty easy, but, and then borscht, which is basically like a beet soup, is another very traditional aspect of the dinner, and I believe that's typically vegan already, but we make it vegan. I mean, honestly, no one in my family really likes it that much. So sometimes we just skip it because we we put in all this effort to make it and then nobody even wants to eat it. It's more just for the sake of tradition, and that's just wasteful. So sometimes we just skip out on that, but they pretty much veganize everything. And then fish is another traditional thing that's eaten at Vigilia, and sometimes they still make that, and I just make something else. Like, I think I have some vegan chicken patties in the fridge that I might have. I don't know, it depends on how I'm feeling. Like, I've been eating very highly raw, and I've been feeling really good doing it. So I don't even know if I'm going to want much cooked food tomorrow. We'll see. I just kind of play it by ear. This is so funny how bad my wrapping is. So yeah, and then I know my stepmom makes a couple dishes, Jewish dishes that she really likes. Like, I don't know if there's any Jewish people in my audience, but do you know what kugel is? Kegel? Not kegel. Kugel? It's like this macaroni dish that's like sweet. It has raisins in it, and it's not vegan. But when I was vegetarian, I had it when she was over for Christmas, and it was really awesome. I don't know if you can really veganize it though, because I think it has like a lot of cream in it. Let's see. I know she's downstairs making that right now, and it's like one of her favorites. I'm just having fun with the wrapping of this one. So I kind of just did like a bunch of ties. Now let's figure out how to attach. I think I'm gonna do an orange peel I'm going to do a couple of the little, oh, I like this with 2 of them. I need to get a hole punch in this so that I can make an ornament. Oh, this one this already kind of has a hole in it. I want to see how it looks when I put the string through the middle of the orange. Who do we have here now? Hello, Gadget Gets Funky. Welcome. Thank you for stopping into this little gift wrapping session. We're basically doing zero waste gift wrapping. And I have all these natural doodads that I found and made. These are dried oranges. And yeah, we're all just getting to experience my awful wrapping skills. But honestly, once I cover it in the string and the foliage and everything, you honestly can't really tell how bad of a wrapping job I'm doing, because it just looks pretty and kind of earthy, which is definitely the vibe I've been going for, so I am a-okay with that. What do you think? So it's kind of like through the middle this time. It looks like a wheel. I think that's kind of cool. I'm going to trim the edges here. But I'm excited to see how everyone reacts to this eco-friendly sort of wrapping. I think they're all gonna be like, okay, that's a very Nicole thing. I don't know if they're gonna be surprised. I think that they might think it's kind of cool, honestly. Like, I know that my dad and my stepmom are like, oh, they're just gonna be supportive, because they're also always so supportive of everything I do. But I wonder how my brother and his partner are gonna react, because sometimes they, like, my brother can definitely just like be like, God, you're such a hippie, and you know, whatever, I don't know. So we'll see. I think that this could set a really interesting precedent. Like, maybe other people will be interested in doing something like this in their gifts, or they'll think it looks really groovy and they'll want to give this a try, because honestly it is kind of a look. Like, yes, it's very eco-friendly and that's awesome, but also it just looks cool. I think it looks really kind of earthy, and I don't know, I feel like it's kind of a vibe in like recent years of just kind of stuff like this, super eco-friendly, whatever, which is awesome. I love that that's becoming more and more mainstream. So, I mean, yeah, anything to get people to care more and do more for the earth is great by me. Oh, thank you. I'm glad you think it looks interesting. I really appreciate that. It smells so good with the pine. Honestly, like, all I did was, today on my run, I just took some time and kept an eye out for any kind of pine trees, and then I didn't pick any. I just looked around as to what had fallen, and I honestly had gotten a good amount. Like, all this is from already fallen pine branches. This is the biggest one here, which I'm probably gonna break up and make into smaller pieces. Either that, or I was thinking of just trimming kind of the loose ones here and then making maybe like a wreath, like a little wreath on one of the gifts. We'll see. But I have that kind of pine. I also have these like frilly guys, which honestly I like this style better, but I wanted options. Then I have, of course, all my oranges, which I love, and I have a whole bunch of pine cones, different sizes. This is like the biggest one here, and then little guys, as well as some acorns, which I don't know how I'm gonna attach them, but I thought that they looked cool and I picked them up. And then also this, which I don't know, I think I could do something neat with that. But yeah, that's so far I have these two, and I will definitely touch base with y'all when I wrap everything. But to taking me a very long time because I'm out of practice with wrapping stuff. So I don't want to be on here for too long, but I just wanted to stop in and do some wrapping with you all and check in. I really appreciate all of you who came in the live. Feel free to pop into the replay and let me know how you're wrapping your gifts this year. Thank you so much, and I will see you all soon. Bye!